Can you relate to this? Who's my school counselor? There's a Mrs. Bayani, Mrs. Walker, a Mr. Walker, a Mr. Summers. Like the season? I don't know. This is just so confusing and I'm just gonna blow my top. Greetings, Knights. Mr. Summers here, the Social Emotional Learning Specialist. I put together this presentation to help explain who's on the Student Services team and to give you a little idea of what we do. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this groundbreaking presentation. And now, for the opening slide. Alrighty, by the end of this video, you will know who's who in Student Services. You will know who your counselor is. You will know how to make a request to see a counselor. You will understand the different request levels, and we'll also give you some pointers of different ways you can sign in. This presentation will be helpful for 6th graders, new students, and there is some new information in here for our returning 7th and 8th grade students. So, who do I talk to when I need some support? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let's meet the Student Services Squad and find out. So Mrs. Bayani is the counselor for students with last names A through L. Mrs. Walker is the counselor for students with last names M through Z. And Mr. Summers is the Social Emotional Learning Specialist. Most likely, if you need some support, you're going to fill out the request form for either Mrs. Bayani or Mrs. Walker, depending on who your counselor is. As the Social Emotional Learning Specialist, I'll be providing your teachers with lessons for Pride on Mondays. I'll be running some small groups, and I'll be doing other behind-the-scenes activities. Ms. Honick is our new school psychologist. Chances are, if you have an IEP, you'll be working with Ms. Honick or our school social worker, Mr. Walker. Mrs. Ferguson is our GT counselor, and Ms. Sutton is our JCMH specialist. We also have some honorary members of the Student Services Squad. We have Mrs. Curcurio, who is the Dean of Students, and we also have Officer Lewis, our School Resource Officer. So let's say you need someone to talk to. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. All right, so in order to make a request, we're going to go to northarvada.org. So what I want you to do now, if you have your Chromebook accessible, open it up now and go to northarvada.org. Also, it's a good idea to bookmark this website as well. So here we are on the North Arvada Middle School website. Like I said earlier, make sure you bookmark this for easier access. So we're going to scroll over here to the Counseling tab. We're going to click on that, and we're going to go to where it says Student Services Request. Now, from here, I want you just to watch me go through the form. I do not want you to fill this out because we do not want you to make any submissions right now. I repeat, just watch me go through the form. I do not want you filling it out, and I do not want you to make any submissions right now. So my last name is Summers. My first name is Mr. Says so on my birth certificate. Now, since my last name is Summers, that means Mrs. Walker is going to be my counselor, because remember, she is the counselor working with students with the last name M through Z. So I'm going to click that little circle. And here, we want to pay attention to the different levels of requests. The first level, you would like to visit at the staff member's convenience. The requested staff member understands it is important and will call for you when they are free. That means, hey, you just want to check in with somebody. It's not an urgent situation. If the person has time to get a hold of you, they will. If it takes till tomorrow, that's okay too. Second level is you would like to visit with someone as soon as possible. It's important, but not enough to pull the requested staff member from a meeting, lunch duty, their lunch, etc. Again, not an emergency, but maybe it's something that you need to talk to somebody about by the end of the day. And finally, we have the urgent request. This means it's urgent and I really need to speak with someone as soon as possible. The requested staff member or anyone that is available needs to be pulled from a meeting, lunch duty, their lunch, etc. because it's a safety concern. Safety and not because you are mad or upset. So for me in my situation, I'm going to click the first box here. I'm feeling pretty good. If I get to see someone today, that'd be great. If I don't, that's okay. I'll look forward to seeing them tomorrow. Now we come down to the purpose of your visit. You have a classroom concern maybe, a teacher concern, a grade concern, some academics. This is not student related. Maybe you have a scheduling concern. Then we have a social concern. Maybe you're concerned about a classmate, you have concern about one of your friends. It could be anything like that. Next, we have an emotional concern, and this is really about you and how you're feeling. We do have safety concerns from time to time. And remember, if you're concerned about anyone, it's always better to reach out to somebody who can help you out and support your friend, because we're really good at figuring out what the next steps needs to be if there is a safety concern. And finally, you can request a restorative circle. Be sure to list on the next question with who and why you are wanting a circle so we can be prepared. The whole point of this form, which I hope you're getting, is to communicate your needs and what exactly is the level of the need or concern that we need to be addressing so we can be a little prepared. So for me, I'm going to say I have a social concern. The next box, provide any additional details for your visit. Please be specific as possible. The who, the what, the when, the where, and the why are always good things to put in because that gives us more information so we can be even more prepared to help you. I'm going to say I had an argument with my friend. Not sure what to do. This happened today. I answered the who, my friend. I answered the what. We had an argument. I answered the when. It happened before school. Now, if you're a returning student in 7th and 8th grade, this is something different to address the situation we have right now, because some of you are in the remote learning cohort and some of you in the hybrid one. It's really important that you let us know if you're working from home and online or if you're in person in that school. And finally, this is another new addition to the sign-in form that we need you to pay attention to. This is very important. How would you like to connect with the staff member? If you select in person, you may not be able to sit in the staff member's office due to COVID-19 guidelines. So that's really important if you're a returning student. Where last year we were able to have you sit and wait in the office, this year you have to wait for one of us to come and get you. And again, when you choose the drop-down menu, you have choices. You have in person, which again, the counselor will come and find you. We have Zoom, we have by phone, we have email, and we have Google Chat. I'm going to choose in person. And this is really important too. Before you hit submit, double check to make sure you have the right request. This one says in person. That means the requested staff member will do their best to meet with you in person. Remember, you might not be able to sit in the staff member's office due to COVID-19 guidelines. Let's go back and look at some of the other options. So say you put Zoom, hit next. This lets you know you put in a request for a Zoom meeting. The requested staff member will send a Zoom link to your school email address. Be sure to watch out for an email from them confirming the day and time. So it's really important if you put in a Zoom request that you're checking your email at the appropriate time. Phone. Perhaps you want to have a phone call. Again, pay attention. If this doesn't look right, you wanted a Zoom meeting and it says phone meeting, you need to go back and you need to switch it. But if you did want a phone meeting, you're going to give us the best phone number to reach you. You're going to let us know who the phone number belongs to. If it is your phone number, the staff member will need to get permission from your parent or guardian to call you on your cell. So it might take a little more time. And here's where you let us know. Perhaps it's a low-level concern. You just have a quick question and you don't need to be taken out of class or you don't need to contact somebody remotely. It'll say email. The requested staff member will contact you via school mail. Be sure to watch out for an email from them. Again, it's really important to use your school email. So if you're used to using a personal email account and you're constantly checking that and you don't see a message from the counselor or the person you're requesting, Make sure you double check your school email. We are only going to contact you through your school email. And finally, Google Chat. If you selected Google Chat, this is what you will see. The requested staff member will contact you through Google Chat. Be sure to have your chat open on your Chromebook so you can get their message. And finally, when everything looks right, like in this case, I'm requesting a Google Chat, I'm going to hit the old submit button here. But it's really important that you're double checking all these points so we can serve you best. And then, once you've triple checked your request to make sure all the information is correct, drum roll please. The staff member will contact you. There's also other important sign-in information we want you to know about too. I am going to show you a shortcut now where you can find the Student Services request link and some other great links. So again, go back to northarvada.org to our website, and this little tab is made especially for you. So click on where it says Students, and if you're following along with me right now, I want you to bookmark this page. So as you see, you have some different options here. You have your Student Services request form, the one we just looked at. You have the sign-in form. You also have the Health Room student sign-in. You have your student logins, and you also have some different student resources right here. And here's a look at what your Health Room log will look like. It's going to type in your first and last name, your grade level, time you checked in at, what your health concern is, if you have another health concern, and you're going to hit submit, and that's it. It is now quiz time. I want you to take out a piece of paper or do this in your head. Who is your counselor if your last name starts with a P? Now, ask yourself this: who is my counselor based off the first letter of your last name? Second question, what are the 2 sign-in pages you can use to see your counselor? Take a second if you have your Chromebook open and see if you can recall what tabs we used to find the sign-ins. And last but not least, did you bookmark northarvada.org for easy access? If not, do so now. And congratulations, you have successfully made it through this engaging PowerPoint. As a result, you have developed a better understanding of who your counselor is and how to make an appointment to see them. And knowing is half the battle.